Hola, en este video vamos a hablar de los adjetivos posesivos. In this video, we're going to talk about possessive adjectives. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to use words like my, your, his, her, our, or their to express ownership, to describe who owns something. And let's get started with this meme. Aprendemos, we learn, con nuestros errores. We learn with our errors, kind of like we learn from our mistakes. Pobre gatito, poor cat, will learn not to chomp on that cactus again. Nuestros, our. It's an example of a possessive adjective, our errors or our mistakes. ¿Cómo se dice my en español? Mi libro, my book. Mi mochila, my book bag. Mis bolígrafos, my pens. Mi libro, mi mochila, mis bolígrafos. There are two ways to say my. That's right. Mi and mis. Why do you think we say mi libro and mi mochila, but mis bolígrafos? Are you thinking singular and plural? That's right. Mi libro, singular, we're talking about one book. Mi mochila, singular, una mochila, one book bag. Mis bolígrafos, plural, plural, two or more, right? So, to express my in Spanish, mi if my thing is singular, and mis if my things are plural. ¿Cómo se dice your? Tu libro, tu mochila, tus bolígrafos. Muy similar, very similar, right? Tu, if your thing is one single thing, and tus, for example, your pens, tus bolígrafos, if your things are plural. So that expresses your if you're talking to someone who you would address as tú. Tú, you, tú, tu libro, your book. What do you notice is different about these words? Tú, when it means you, like you are my friend, tú eres mi amigo, has an accent mark. And tú, when it's your, like tu libro, your book, does not have an accent mark. So when I address someone as tú in a more informal or friendly way, I'm going to use tú or tus. But there's another way to say you in Spanish, right? So how would we translate your when we're speaking in a more formal or respectful way, or addressing someone as usted? Su libro, su mochila, sus bolígrafos. So to say your when you're speaking to someone as usted, you'll use su or sus. Su for singular, sus for plural. Algo interesante, something interesting. We're also going to use these same words, su and sus, to express his or her. talking about él o ella, right? Su libro, his book, her book. Sus bolígrafos, her pens or his pens. ¿Cómo se dice our in español? If we are talking about our things, nosotros, we, if we are talking about our things, vamos a ver, let's see. Nuestro perro, our dog, nuestro perro. Nuestros marcadores, our markers, nuestros marcadores. Nuestra computadora, our computer, nuestra computadora. Nuestras calculadoras, our calculators, nuestras calculadoras. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 ways to say our in Spanish. That's right. Why do you think so? Nuestro perro, nuestros marcadores. Remember, we saw with me and mis, tú and tus, su and sus, that we make a difference for singular thing, talking about one single thing, nuestro perro, and plural things, more than one word, nuestros marcadores. Okay, but what about nuestra and nuestras? Why are they ending with a? And these are ending with o. That's right, you guessed it. It has to do with our grammatical gender, masculine or feminine grammatical gender. Por ejemplo, for example, el perro. To say the dog, el perro. That el helps us know that dog is a masculine noun, el perro. So nuestro ends with o to match with that masculine noun perro, nuestro perro. La computadora. To say the computer, la computadora. That's a feminine noun, la computadora. So nuestra agrees with la computadora. Nuestra computadora, it's a feminine singular noun. La calculadora for one singular calculator, or las calculadoras for plural, more than one calculators, right? So nuestras calculadoras matches. It's a feminine plural noun. Nuestras for feminine plural. So to recap, what are our 4 ways of expressing our in Spanish? Nuestro, nuestros, nuestra, nuestras. 4 options for agreement, right? These are adjectives. Los adjetivos posesivos. Adjectives describe nouns. In this case, possessive adjectives describes who owns the noun, who owns that thing. And like all adjectives, a possessive adjective must agree or match with the noun it describes. Agree, is it singular or plural? And in the case of our, we also need to make it agree with the grammatical gender. Is it a masculine noun or a feminine noun? And the form of our adjective agrees or matches with the thing possessed, the thing that is owned, right? Por ejemplo, our class. Class, that's a singular noun, right? clase in español, clase, and is it masculine or feminine? If you're not sure, go back to the way we say the. La clase, the class, right? La clase. That la tells us it's a feminine noun. So our class, we need to choose the word that matches with singular, feminine. Nuestra clase, nuestra clase. Our class. We make our possessive adjective match with the thing possessed, right? Even though we are a lot of people in the class, when it comes to nuestra, our possessive adjective, we match it with clase, the thing that is owned. How about our books? Nuestros libros. Muy bien. Because we know el libro, that's a masculine noun. Here it's plural. Los libros, the books. So we need to choose the masculine plural form of our possessive adjective. Nuestros libros. ¿Cómo se dice our house? Nuestra casa. Muy bien, nuestra casa. La casa, the house, that's a feminine singular noun. So nuestra casa. Here's a nice sign we could hang in our house. Bienvenido a nuestra casa. Welcome to our house. Bienvenido a nuestra casa. Are there any more possessive adjectives that have 4 different forms? Sí. You might hear it if you're visiting Spain, España, where they use vosotros to say you all or y'all to talk about plural people. So if I'm talking about you all's things or y'all's things in Spain, I would say vuestro, vuestros, vuestra, o vuestras. Por ejemplo, ¿cómo se dice y'all's folders or you all's folders? Do you remember how to say the folder? La carpeta. So we know it's a feminine noun, right? Now here we have plural folders, more than one. So we're looking for the feminine plural form. Vuestras. Vuestras carpetas. Y'all's folders or you all's folders. In España, in Spain. So vosotros is how we say you all in Spain, in España. But what's the other way to say you all that's more used outside of Spain? Ustedes. Ustedes. So if I'm referring to you all as ustedes, how would I express you all's things? Su and sus. Again, really? Yep, that's right. So if I'm talking to you all as ustedes and I want to say you all's folders or y'all's folders, sus carpetas. Sus carpetas. How about y'all's school or you all's school? Remember, it's one single school, right? Su escuela. Su escuela. You all's school or y'all's school? And get this, su and sus have one more meaning as well. If you're talking about their things, corresponding to ellos or ellas, you would also use su or sus. So their folders, sus carpetas. Their school, su escuela. How about their dogs? Sus perros. Muy bien, sus perros. Let's recap all the possible uses for su and sus. It could mean your if you're speaking to someone as usted, his or her, your plural or you-alls if you're talking to someone as ustedes, and their. Hold on. So if I hear someone say su gato, how am I supposed to know whose cat it is? Well, remember, language is always in context. So if you hear su gato, you're going to know from the context of the conversation or where you hear or see that written whose cat it is, right? Let's imagine someone asked the question, ¿Cómo se llama el gato de Andrea? What's Andrea's cat named? ¿Cómo se llama el gato de Andrea? Then in the answer to that question, you might hear, Su gato se llama Dash. Her cat is named Dash. Su gato se llama, right? So we heard whose cat it was in the question, and since we already know that it's Andrea's cat, then we can say su gato. Let's take a deeper look at this part. El gato de Andrea. That's another way of expressing possession or expressing ownership in Spanish. El gato de Andrea is kind of the long way of expressing it, and it tells us more information, right? If we need to know we're talking about Andrea. And then the short way is to use the possessive adjective, su gato, her cat. El gato de ustedes, you all's cat, right? If I know I'm talking about you all's cat, ¿Cómo se llama el gato de ustedes? What's you all's cat called? Then I can refer to the cat as su gato, you all's cat, next. What if our friend Anna has some dogs? How would we express Anna's dogs? Let's try it the long way. Los perros de Ana. Los perros de Ana. So we start with the article, the word for the, los, then the thing possessed, in this case, los perros, de, and then the owner. Los perros de Ana. What would be the short way to say her dogs? Sus perros. Sus perros. Her dogs. Sus in the plural form to match with perros, plural. Now notice one thing we don't see with our two options for how to express possession in Spanish. We don't see that apostrophe S like we use in Spanish. Like we use in English, sorry. In Spanish, we cannot use the apostrophe S. We can't say Ana's perros. It just doesn't work. We have to either say los perros de Ana or sus perros. Vamos a practicar más. Let's practice more. Here we have a girl, una niña, and a flower, una flor. So we could say the girl's flower the long way, la flor de la niña, la flor de la niña. Or how about the short way, her flower, using that possessive adjective, su flor, su flor. Here's a woman, una mujer, and some flowers, unas flores, more than one. So we could say the woman's flowers the long way, las flores de la mujer, las flores de la mujer. O sus flores, her flowers, sus flores. Unos niños, some children, y un perro, and one dog. How would we say the children's dog or the kid's dog? Start with the dog, right? The thing that's owned. El perro. De, and then you put the owner. Los niños. El perro de los niños. How about the short way? How would we say their dog? How many dogs is it? Just one single dog, right? Su perro. Su perro. Their dog. Su is in the singular form to match with one single dog. Su perro. Remember, our possessive adjective agrees with the thing possessed. In this case, it's matching with perro, even though they have more than one owner. Let's practice some more. I'll give you the long way, and you pause and tell me the short way. Ready to try it? La familia de nosotros. Nuestra familia. Our family. La televisión de Pablo. Su televisión. His television. Su televisión. Los amigos de nosotros. Nuestros amigos. Our friends. Nuestros amigos. Los planes de ellos. Planes means plans. Los planes de ellos. Sus planes. Their plans. Sus planes. Los lápices de Alicia. Alicia's pencils. Sus lápices. Sus lápices. Sus is in the plural form to match with lápices, plural pencils. Now let's put this into the context of a conversation. Una conversación. Two colleagues are packing up things and ready to leave the classroom. And they're asking where a few things are. ¿Dónde está el libro de Carlos? So where is Carlos's book? ¿Dónde está el libro de Carlos? La respuesta, the answer. Su libro está en su mochila. His book is in his book bag. Su libro está en su mochila. Pause and try the rest on your own. ¿Estás listo o lista? Are you ready? ¿Dónde están los bolígrafos de Ángela? Sus bolígrafos están sobre la mesa. Her pens are on the table. ¿Dónde están los cuadernos de nosotros? Nuestros cuadernos están en el salón de clase. Our notebooks, nuestros cuadernos, are in the classroom. ¿Dónde están las mochilas de nosotros? Nuestras mochilas están debajo de las mesas. Nuestras mochilas, our book bags, are under the tables. Están debajo de las mesas. Ahora tengo unas preguntas para ti. Now I've got some questions for you. ¿Cuáles son tus materias favoritas? What are your favorite subjects? ¿Cuáles son tus materias favoritas? ¿Y cuál es tu deporte favorito? What is your favorite sport? ¿Cuál es tu deporte favorito? I'll share my answers for an example. And when I answer, I'm going to use me or mis, right? To answer with my. Mis materias favoritas son la historia y la literatura. Y mi deporte favorito es el fútbol. I'd love to see your answers. Feel free to send me an email or leave it in a comment below the video. Gracias por ver el video. Thanks for watching the video. Preguntas o comentarios? If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to contact me. Hasta luego.